Well, there's no shortage of snow at the club, but it was still a fairly mild day, and it's just going to get better. But yeah, you know, that's what we're dealing with, this kind of stuff. And the worst thing about the snow, from a shooter's point of view, is the glare. You know, it'll make you go blind, and squinting, eyes watering, can't see the lens to see where it's focused or anything like that. Yeah, snow's a problem. But that's it. This is Canada. Anyhow, I'll be back in a minute. Hey, my friends. So, beginning of the 18th season, 2018 season. Something I'm doing these days, I've just started doing recently, again, is I'm closing one eye. I close my weak eye completely. And I can see that arrow very, very clearly if I do that. I'm not saying you have to do it. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a back step. You know, when I look at the camera and I line it up, I move my back foot around so that it brings my line on, you see? The sun's so bright I can't really see if the camera's focused on me or not. The whole thing that you have to do is hold the tip of that arrow right on the center line. And then when you get it back with that relaxed arm, just let it settle in behind that point. You hit it every time. The arrow's not pointing at the target exactly, it's on an angle, but it's relaxed. The right arm that's relaxed lets it go there. The thing that you have to do is keep pulling back. Keep pulling back. If your eye's on the target, and that tip is on the target, if you keep pulling back, eventually you'll see the arrow is straight. Eventually. That's when you release. You do not anchor. You keep pulling until it's straight. If you pull to an anchor, it'll never be straight, or at least, you know, half the time it won't be. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Again, I'm closing one eye now, just like Odin, and I'm holding that tip right on the center, and I just keep it there, and I just keep pulling back until it goes straight. I don't care where it is, but it will be back around my ear someplace. It definitely will not be at the corner of my mouth. That's a mistake. Just keep pulling until it goes straight. Let go. Okay? That's how you do it. And when you do stuff like that, you'll get hits like that. Okay, guys, go have some fun. Okay, now let's take a few fun shots. Boy, was that fun. Now remember, put your dominant eye on it. Turn your head a little bit. Step towards it. Bring that back foot around. You know that stuff. Hold it right on the line. Just keep pulling until you hit him right in the chest. Well, it's really a piece of cardboard, but I pretend it's a chest. Okay? Eye on. Step towards the guy. Bring your back foot around so you're going to pick up your line really easy. Look at the spot. Hold it there. Just keep pulling. Keep pulling. Oh! In the chest. That's how we shoot the longbow, boys. Eye on. Step towards the guy. Bring your back foot around. Now my arrow is actually pointing off to the side, you see. But when I put it up, just pull, pull, bam. Well, I hit him in the appendix because I'm talking so much. But you get the idea, guys? You gotta keep the tip on the center line and just keep pulling until it goes straight with a relaxed arm. I think I've said that before, haven't I? Eye on, step towards the guy, bring the foot back around, put it right on the spot, draw back, and now just keep pulling. Oh, that'll give you a cough. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Oh, by the way, I put on some 6.5-inch feathers on my arrows. Really big, and they're working great. But look, eye on, step towards the guy, bring the back foot over, right? Now, if my elbow's on my stomach, you see my arrow is pointing over there? But watch what happens. That's because I've got the optimum stance. For me, it's step towards, bring the back foot over. It will get me right on line every time. Okay? Anyhow, let's check out what we did down here and do a little talking. And as you can see, I bopped him 3 in the chest and put 1 down on his appendix when I was going blah blah. Anyhow, that's what we're doing, guys. Think about it. Have fun. Well, my friends, you know, I had a couple of thoughts. One thought was about nothing. It's impossible to imagine nothing. You can't imagine nothing. If you imagine nothing, you're going to imagine something like solid black or something. That's not nothing. That's solid black. If you're aware, you cannot imagine nothing. When you're asleep, there can be nothing. You're not aware. Someday, there will be nothing. And that's a fact. But don't worry about it, because you can't really imagine it. You certainly can't imagine Valhalla or Nirvana or heaven. Those things are nothing. I had another thought about women. Yeah, I'll tell you. I think about women a lot. And something that I realize is that the reason why Mother Nature made women so beautiful is because they can be so ugly. Did you ever think about that? Try to find yourself a mate. Good luck. You know, there's a lot of intelligent people who do philosophizing and explain things in this world also. And they're very articulate. But what I notice is that a lot of times they get lost in words. It's so confusing, you know, they set up scenarios in these words and that way in which they can prove something that is not provable. It's nonsense. Most of us are full of nonsense. And you know, the past is the past. It's gone. So forget the past. Or if not, forget it, remember it. But let's move on. Let's move on into the future. That would be a good thing to do. Again, the past is the past, and it's gone. Anyhow, that was a couple little thoughts I had. And let's get back to doing some shooting. Have fun, guys. Okay. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to see if you can see my feet. So I'm standing like I'm standing at about 180 to the target, okay, sideways to the target. Now what I do is I take this foot and I move it back here, okay? So that's how I get my stance, okay? So I'm not doing this, I'm doing up and back and around. Can you see that? So that's the idea, up, back, and around. And when I do that personally, that puts me online. Now that may not work necessarily for you, but I do want you to stand sideways to the target and move your feet and take a shot. Move your feet and take a shot. Move your feet and take a shot until you find a spot which works for you. Now again, for me, I lift up my foot, I bring it around like this, and that will put my upper body right on the line when I draw. Okay, so just I hope you can see that okay. Anyhow, have fun. Okay, my friends, so there's two ways of getting the visual in archery. One is when the arrow looks like it's at 90 degrees, that is to say it's straight up and down and looking straight at the target. And I've taught you how to do that. The way that we do that is we simply, as we draw back, we move our head over until the arrow goes straight, okay? So if you're right-handed, your arrow will always point to the left. That's natural, okay? So if you want to get it on, if you move your head over, it makes space for the arm and it will go straight. Now, I did that for a long time, but these days I don't do that. These days I actually shoot on an angle. In the beginning, you would never shoot this way because it looks crooked. You know, the arrow is over here on an angle. But the reason is that this arm is so trained, it will just fall in behind. So if I hold that tip on exactly, really hold it on hard, and I relax my arm, the pressure in the bow automatically brings it in line. The thing is that the arrow appears to me to be pointing to the left, like it's going to go that way. So you draw out and relax completely and then look along. Draw out, relax completely, now look along. Okay? So those are the two ways to line up. If you want it to be perfectly straight, simply move your head over and draw back until it goes straight. If that isn't what you're doing, and I find it more accurate actually just to shoot the pressure, just to draw it back, let it relax, let it point wherever it wants to point, and then aim. And as a matter of fact, doing it this way, if you put the tip right on the center line and you don't even aim, you just let it relax, you'll feel it. You let go, you'll hit that target even though it's on an angle. But it has to have the tip on the center exactly on, and then just relax until it falls in place, falls in line, and you let go, you'll hit it. So that's a trick. It deceives you all the time. You know, you think, oh no, that's crooked. So now you start doing this kind of stuff, and now you're twisting and torquing. Okay? So that's really what I'm doing these days. I look at the target and I bring my foot around so that I'm on line, and then I just draw back until it points right at the target, and I check it and I let go, and it's working very well. Anyhow, I've described that a few times now. So basically, we're not anchoring, we're drawing until it goes straight, and we're just relaxing until it falls in place. Beautiful. Anyhow, talk to you in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm going to try to demonstrate how I shoot without aiming. I'm just going to leave my head straight up and down, and I'm going to shoot, and you'll see that I'm on an angle to the target, and I'm going to hit the target. It's all because I allow my right arm to relax and fall in behind. I allow the bow to straighten me out. Okay, no aiming, didn't move my head at all, did I? I'm just pulling. but I'm relaxing that arm so it falls in behind. Okay, you see? Now, if a guy took the time to move his head over and get his eye behind there, you could aim much more accurately, but right now you can see that the line is fine. Okay, so that's without aiming, just feeling the pressure and drawing back. When you do that, we actually got some very good hits there without even aiming. So you can imagine, if you can hold the tip on, draw back, allow your right arm to settle in behind the pressure, let the bow straighten it out, it will shoot straight. And then of course, if you use your eyes and start to aim, you can even do better. Anyhow, I think you get the point. Have fun, boys. Okay, now we'll take a few shots. It's getting late in the day. I guess I'll go home pretty soon. That one sunk right in. Hope it didn't go right out to the back. Dead center. It's not necessary to aim very well. Once you get to this stage where you can just pull it back and you basically hit the target, not every time, but basically every time, you know. Okay, so I just took 8 shots. We nailed it 8 times. I had the tip come off one arrow, otherwise I would have shot 9. But basically, again, put the tip on the center line and just draw back with a relaxed arm until you can see it go straight. The tip has to be exactly on the spot, and everything else lines up to it. But when you do that, you can start to shoot fairly quickly, and you can get fairly good hits. You know, nothing wrong with it. Okay? So it's all about relaxing the right arm until it falls in behind the point. Anyhow, guys, you guys have some fun. Take care. Bye now.